smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Yo, oh my God, episode 26, man, the Joe Budden podcast. Yo, this joint is different. This episode is crazy, man. Joe didn't just throw jabs. He went at Ish nonstop this episode, y'all. And if you weren't paying attention, you might have missed how layered and calculated this episode really was. But let me break it all down for you, right? So on this episode, a mutual friend of both Joe and Ish named Ash, she pulled up. And Ash wasn't just a random guest. She's someone who knows these guys personally, right? So she came on to talk about her podcast, which she said helps her escape from the monotony of everyday life, right? Now, Joe agreed with her, but then he did the exact opposite. Look at the files.
Wait, what should be like that?
This should be. She's right.
Are you saying
again. Yes, this was supposed to be an escape. Niggas come here. You triggered me yesterday.
We're not doing that.
Oh,
Stop.
no,
See,
yo.
he did
I
it
want
just
this
now.
to be an escape for everyone, you guys.
I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Holy
I'm triggered
shit.
too.
Nah, that's good. And I don't have the discipline to say, you know what? We're not talking about that, y'all.
Yeah, but you also put out how many shows a week? You guys got it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
hard to
that's-
talk about the things
that's
that
what
are
we put out a
a
lot.
lot of everything that happens.
I feel
Right.
bad for her wife. I said her wife, her husband, yo.
Yo, if I came in.
So y'all saw that. Instead of, him letting that moment be about her, he used it as a backhanded swipe at his own team. Come on, Joe is crazy. He said he wants his podcast to be an escape, too, for everyone, right? Now, that sounds cool at first. But then he followed it up with a passive-aggressive shot implying that, the cast members were too triggered by the jokes, when they come in the next day on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Joe, he not letting up. Now, he also admitted that he isn't mature enough to not hit those emotional hot buttons on the crew. And at that moment, both Ice and Imani said they were being triggered in real time. Now, that's another HR moment for me. These dudes calling out little stuff like this is nasty work. Nasty. So, you know what I mean? Like, we got to highlight this. But let's be real here. Joe is exhausted. You can tell he's tired of walking on eggshells around grown men. Now, so this leads me to this right here, right? If they can joke on Joe, then the rest of the crew better be ready to joke and shoot back as well. It's only fair. They was just joking on, his December incident with the sleepwalking and him not having the 4-inch, penis and him not being able to be eligible for a black card. Ish was just going in with Mark Lamont Hill about that. But now they want to be all sensitive when Joe start letting the clip go. Now listen, if you didn't hear that when they was talking about Joe and his black card and the 4-inch joint and all of that, listen, go back to my video. The thumbnail says no black card and no 4-inch joint. You already know. Go back to that joint and listen to it. I break it down. I breaks it down, right? But listen, we're going to get into the rest of this video. Look at the files.
Well, you had all these niggas and not Troy Rashad.
Or anybody from up here.
Right.
Ice.
Right.
First of all,
Ish.
we don't have an. Oh my God.
Ish is on a fucking run out there.
Word.
Y'all didn't have Ish
That
coming.
should be
See,
That's
she complaining about the same
That's
shit that she ain't even
crazy.
doing.
Right.
See, that's 60
That's
people.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Ash, you didn't
crazy.
invite Ish. Come on, wow.
Come on.
No, that's wild. Wow, that's wild. I never
As
had
he
an
should.
issue.
As he should too.
No, I just can't. We can't possibly host.
He knew you was
this many
coming. That's
people.
why he ain't come in today. He don't want no parts.
Ish should come up there and drop some jewels. He can come along. I'll stay home for that one. I'll watch that one on my Zoom.
I have a hot take.
Give it. Ooh, we love it.
I have a hot take.
Let's do it.
I think that Ish, since you brought Mark on,
Oh my God! Don't do it, Ash. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't even
Ash,
do it.
don't do it. Ash,
Please.
leave the tape.
Please.
They're gonna clip it up.
Okay.
We already went through this.
Okay.
You gotta at least say it and
No,
we'll
she
bleep it.
don't.
She don't.
Ash,
She
make
don't.
up something new.
It would be
She don't.
disrespectful. Bleep it out.
She don't have to say it.
I'm trusting nice.
We'll bleep it.
I'm trusting nice.
We will bleep it. Cover your mouth.
Nice
no,
knows
he'll
the
bleep-
dynamic
he'll
of all of our
bleep- he'll bleep-
friendships.
No, if you just cover your mouth, we will bleep it. But at least
Cover
let
your
us
mouth
hear
so
what
they
you're
can't
saying.
read your lips, though.
Yeah, cover your mouth like this.
Okay. I feel like I believe that.
See, all right, we
All
done.
right, see?
All right.
Okay, now here's where things get extra messy. Ash had a take she wanted to give on how Mark Lamont Hill has been affecting Ish ever since he came on the pod. And let me tell you, it was loaded. The rest of the crew, right? They did not want her to say it at all. Ice especially told her not to. But then get this, he told her, to cover her mouth and say it anyway. I think Joe told Ice to chill on the low because Ice was really trying to not get her to say it. But that little signal gave her just enough comfort to speak up, even though you could see how nervous she was, right? Now, why do you think she was nervous? I'm going to tell you why. Because that comment wasn't just a take. It was a bold accusation coming from a woman who knows these men, right? She implied that Mark might be dominating Ish in a way that shifted the entire dynamic of the show. That's not a light comment. And the fact that Joe let her say it knowing, just that he was going to bleep it shows that, he wanted the spice. He wants that tension. That clip was never meant to be fully silenced, right? Now, this moment matters because if Ash, if what Ash said gets Ish mad, it could cause way more than just content over everything, right? It may be way more than COE friction. It could cause a real divide between the cast members. I really talked about this in my video, Ish Had Enough, right? The one I just dropped. I even said it during a space with Danny from The Stop and Mark Lamont Hill himself. Funny enough, I think Joe might have been lurking in the Anons because he took that exact take and spun it for the pod. But hey, I got the files. He can remix it all he wants. We see the moves, right? And listen, I'm dropping another video right after this, going way deeper into how Joe straight up stole my take from Spaces. I'm going to show how Mark Lamont Hill has been playing chess with Ish from the very beginning and how Imani, Mark, and even Joe got caught slipping in a few lies. But I had to put this one out first to call out the subtle, sneaky shots Joe's been throwing at Ish while he's off the mic. Right? Now, I gotta ask y'all, do y'all think Joe is being too passive-aggressive or he is just keeping it real? And was Ash wrong for airing out that take? Right? I think she was, though. And is Mark really changing Ish or just exposing who he already was? Right? And was that like, oh man, this is deep. And should Joe stop poking at his cast or do they need to toughen up or clap back? Listen, drop your thoughts in the comments or, at me on X, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Let's unpack all of this and we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub too, that's my man though.
Gang gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.